Welcome to this episode of What's Happening in Waupaca. My name is Joni. Today we have a great panel of people. We're going to be talking about small business, and we're going to be talking about Small Business Saturday, which is coming up in just a little bit, and it's an annual event. So we have a panel of Bill Zimmerman from Office Outfitters. We have Amy Peach, who's the director from the Bordini Center of Fox Valley Tech. And we have Cameron Potts. So I want to hear just a little bit about each of you. Tell us about you and Office Outfitters, Bill.
Sure. My wife Mary and I own Office Outfitters in downtown Waupaca. We've owned it for 12 years. We are in the office supply, office furniture, printing and graphic design business, and we just recently acquired North Star Promotions, so now we're in promotional products. 75% of our customers are businesses. 25% of our customers are walk-in customers that come in our retail store. So pretty much about it, yeah.
Good, good. And the North Star Promotions is news. I didn't know that, so congratulations.
That happened November 1st.
Wow, just?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Amy Peach, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Sure. I'm currently the director of the Venture Center at Fox Valley Technical College, and we help people launch and grow their own small businesses.
With the eSeed program.
eSeed Express, yes.
So tell me just a little bit, for those of us who don't know what the eSeed program is.
eSeed Express is a entrepreneurial training experience where people learn the better art of small business and entrepreneur management while they build their skill sets, validate their business model, develop a plan, and access the resources and financing they need to launch or grow.
So they go into small business ownership a little bit more prepared for all of the aspects of it that they're going to face.
Definitely. We provide some structure for them.
Good. And Kevin Potts, C. Potts Design, tell me a little bit about what you do.
I've been primarily working with self-publishing authors the last 20 years. I've done a little bit of everything, but the self-published authors are small business owners in their own way and promote their books once they get those printed. So it's been a good 20 years freelancing on my own, and that's it.
So what do you do? Do you design the covers?
Yep, I designed the cover, the book interior, you know, the business cards that go along with it, the pamphlets, the promotional stuff, and anything really.
Cool, that must be fun. So you know the new hot sellers that are coming out.
Oh yeah, these are self-published authors. And
you have inside information.
Yep, we've got some local authors here I could promote right now.
Good, good, glad to hear it. So what we're going to do in the first section of this show is we're going to talk a little bit about small business and what it does. We were talking a little bit before the show about the number of small businesses there are and how many they employ. And you brought some statistics with you, Amy. So why don't you tell us, because it's really, they're very surprising statistics.
Yeah, it's impressive, right? Small business is big business in Wisconsin, as it is in every state in our country. In Wisconsin specifically, we have about 460,000 small businesses operating, according to the latest data from the Small Business Administration. They employ 1.3 million workers in Wisconsin, and that also represents 99.9% almost of the businesses operating in Wisconsin are small businesses.
So what do those numbers mean to someone like you, Bill? What do those numbers mean?
What that means, well, first of all, the definition is under 100 employees, correct?
Yeah, it depends really on the industry you're in. When you're looking at SBA data, that will determine, but usually, yes, less than 100 employees.
Mm-hmm. And I guess to me it means if you come to Waupaca, we have so many small businesses. I mean, if you go up and down Main Street, those are all small businesses. We only have really a couple of large businesses in our town, you know, between Waupaca Foundry and Gusmer Enterprises and, you know, Theta Care. You know, outside of that, virtually every other business in town is a small business, and we employ a lot of people in small business.
Yeah, small businesses, according to the SBA in 2016, the latest data, in Wisconsin created almost 32,000 jobs.
That's a lot.
It is.
I mean, that's a lot of jobs
Right.
for people.
Yeah.
So how many businesses, through the eSeed Express program, how many businesses have you helped start?
In 2020, we'll be celebrating 20 years of eSeed being offered by Fox Valley Technical College, and we are at over 500 businesses now launched or grown through the work that we do with them.
And you do that here in Waupaca.
We do.
As well as, because when people think about the Fox Cities Technical College, they think about Appleton. But you do a lot of those, you do the program out here in Waupaca
We do,
as well.
yes. Cameron joined us recently in Waupaca.
Good. And you were in that program last year, weren't you?
I was in that program last year.
So what did it do for you?
So the program where I was freelancing on my own, I had actually lost a partner who retired, and she was the left brain, and I was the right. So when she retired, I realized I needed to polish up on all of the business part of it, not just the creative part of it. So she really taught me the left brain.
That's important though, because you talk to a lot of small businesses, and I don't know how you were, Bill, but you talk to a lot of small business owners, and they know what they're doing. They know design. They just don't know the accounting and the management and
Right.
everything else.
Right. That's what we talk about with students. You come in, or our clients, they come in, and you're the technicians. You're the experts in whatever it is you're going to do. Our responsibility then is to look at what are your management skills like for the daily functions of your business, the daily operations, things like marketing, finance, operations, human resources, right? Then we look at where are your skill sets with regards to entrepreneurship and leadership. And entrepreneurship, being able to identify a problem in the marketplace, solve that problem. Leadership, being able to get others to join you in realizing the vision that you have for your business. And then the last big area that we do a lot of work with entrepreneurs on, and they work through as they go through the process, is those things called emotional intelligence skills, right? Like self-awareness, holding others accountable, problem solving, decision making, creativity. All of those things, all of those skill sets are further developed when they go through, entrepreneurs and business owners go through the experience of planning for their success.
Did you find when you bought Office Outfitters 12 years ago, were you already a businessman that knew all of that stuff, or did you step into it and go, if I had only known?
A little bit of both. So I had 25 years of sales, mostly marketing experience, and we faced some choices in our life where were we going to relocate after I had left the company? Were we going to relocate, and was I going to stay in an executive marketing position, or is there something else? And we were provided an opportunity to buy the business, and it allowed us to stay in Waupaca, but I didn't realize how difficult it is to run a small business. It is. I have 25 years of business experience, and I have a master's degree. It's by far the most difficult thing I've ever done. So I have a great deal of respect for any small business person, especially somebody who starts with nothing and builds a business. And if I could toot Amy's horn a little bit, she not only has programs to help people get started, like Cameron, but I also took a couple of courses at the Venture Center. You can never stop learning if you're in business. You have to keep sharpening the saw. And they are a terrific resource, whether you have been in business for a number of years or whether you're starting with, you have an idea. They're a great resource to learn and to keep growing, and they've helped me tremendously to keep maintaining some growth in our business.
I will.
Thank you.
And we're gonna come back to this in just a little bit, but a funny story is that I had somebody look at me one time when I was self-employed, and he said it must be nice to be able to work when you want.
Yeah,
In your
all day,
pajamas.
And I looked
Exactly.
from morning till night.
Yeah.
I looked at him and I said, it is, actually.
Right.
I had just better want to work a lot.
Yeah.
Because it's a 24/7 thing, isn't it?
It is, absolutely.
You just kind of, when it's your own business, you just kind of eat, sleep, breathe what you're doing, you know? So,
Yeah, and then with that busyness comes the lull, where you just have to enjoy that lull. You don't know how long it's going to be till you get that next job.
scary.
Or business, and yep, all of a sudden it's over and you're busy again. So you got to be able to go with the flow.
cool. So we're talking about small businesses in this episode of What's Happening Waupaca. We are going to be back in just a moment, and we are going to talk about the importance of supporting all of the small businesses that are around us. So you are watching What's Happening Waupaca. I am Joni, and we'll be right back.
The Waupaca Recreation Center, featuring programming for all ages. Home of the Waupaca Senior Center and youth programming Friday and Saturday nights, featuring 2 full gyms and space for various sports and activities. Visit the Dance Exercise Studio for a variety of classes. The Rec Center is a safe place to hang out. Also featuring a computer lab and classes, and a meeting room and other facilities available for rent. The Rec Center features different programming and meetings, and is the home of the Parks and Recreation Office. The Waupaca Recreation Center, a great place for all ages and activities. 407 School Street, downtown Waupaca.
Welcome back to this episode of What's Happening Waupaca. I am Joni. Today we're talking to Bill Zimmerman from Office Outfitters. We're talking to Amy Peach, who is from the Venture Center, part of the Fox Valley Technical College. And we're talking with Cameron Potts, C. Potts Design. So we talked last time about what is small business, and I think it's surprising how much power small business has in the economy. And we're going to follow up with that, because with all of the employees it has and with everything it does for the economy, we're going to talk about why should I support small businesses? Why should it be something that is top of mind to me instead of going to a large retailer or online, which is huge right now, right? So why should I, Cameron?
Okay, well, when you purchase from a small business owner, you're purchasing from the person behind the business, behind the product. You're supporting that person, their art, their creativeness, their retail item, whatever it is, and their family. And again, they're supporting your community as well. So the ripple effect goes on and on. But I do believe the small business owners know their product. They know they can do it better than anybody else. They know what they have to offer, and as long as we can support them, they can keep doing it.
I think you brought up something. You're keeping money in the community. I think I heard a statistic yesterday. It was like 67 or 70 cents of every dollar you spend locally stays in the local community. So, you know, it will go to the employees, who then in turn spend the money in the community. It may go for other products or services that business needs in the local community. So spending money here in Waupaca, you know, that money circulates, rather than if you spend money on Amazon, that money is gone. It's in Seattle. So it's really important to keep the business here so that other businesses and other individuals benefit from that $1 you spend is multiplied.
Plus how much the small businesses support the community as well, because so many of them are giving back all the time. They're asked to help with fundraisers, the schools, everything all the time, and they do it. Even smiling.
Yeah, you don't see Little League teams with Amazon on the back of their jerseys.
Right, yes.
It's the local insurance company or, you know, Office Outfitters or whoever. So that's another big benefit.
So what do you think about, I mean, do you have something to add to why we should support? Because the fact of the matter is that I can shop on eBay, or I can shop on Amazon, or I can shop at any online store, and I can get whatever it is that I'm looking for, probably for considerably less money. We're all agreed on that.
Yes
Not
and no.
necessarily.
I would say that's the one thing maybe the internet has done is kind of leveled the playing field in terms of price, right? And if you're competing on price, that's a race to the bottom. So I would never encourage small business owners to do that. I think small businesses provide people with an experience, building on what Bill said, that money does get recycled in your community 7 times over. Usually. So that 60 or 70 cents that you talked about that stays in the community, that is recycled through our community 7 times. Whereas, like you said, when you purchase from not a small business in your community, say a big box store or online, that does immediately leave your community and doesn't have any benefit. The other thing I found in my career, and I'm the wrong person to ask because I'm a small business junkie, I you know, support them and believe in them more than just about anything else I believe in. And part of that reason is because they also build your community. So yep, they're on the back of the, you know, sponsoring the Little League teams and supporting other social enterprises and nonprofits in the area, but they're also on your city council, they're leaders, they're on your school board, they're entrepreneurs are, they build their businesses, and while they're building their business in their area, they're also building their communities. Mm-hmm. And they get local loans. That helps the local economy. And when a small business owner gets a loan from a bank versus investment money from outside the area, chances of that owner remaining in the community and adding to the community greatly increases. So they are the backbone of our economy. That's why it's important. As small business goes, so goes the U.S. economy, I believe. And that's why we need anybody who thinks they want to start a business and can be successful in that, we need them to do that because our economy here in Waupaca, in Wisconsin, and throughout the United States depends on it.
And I would challenge the assertion that it's always cheaper online. I mean, if you do want to spend all of your time searching out the lowest price, you will find it.
Right.
But you know, do you value your time? With our office supply business, we have a website for our business customers. They log on, they look. We have tools so that we can price our office supply products competitively with the online prices from people like Staples or the big boxes, and even Amazon. So, you know, we might be a little bit higher, but we're going to be competitive, and with the level of service you get from our company, you know, if you have a problem, if you can't find the right item, you know, you can email us or call us or whatever, and we'll find that item. If you have an issue with, you buy a printer and it's under warranty, you know, we make the warranty claim for you. If you have a problem with an office chair and it's under warranty, we will replace the parts that get broken. I mean, try to do that with Amazon or some of these big boxes. So, you may see some short-term benefit from dealing with an online or a big box retailer, but you're dealing with your friends and neighbors when you're dealing with your local business. Mm-hmm. And their reputation is at stake. They take pride in doing a good job, and you know, if they don't say nice things about you in the community, your business is doomed. So there's a lot at stake for a local business person.
And I like that point because that's one of the reasons that I like to shop local, is because if I have a problem with something, then I know exactly where to go, because it's a whole lot harder to ignore me if I'm part of your community, right? And if we're face to face, than it is if I'm trying to deal with somebody online. On the flip side of that, I mean, it's just as nice to be able to walk back in to the same store and say, loved the product, loved your service, great job, kind of deal, because it goes both ways.
Hi, Joni, I know you. You know?
Exactly, exactly. And it's nice to be known, and it's
Yes.
nice to have somebody care about you that much.
Right.
Yeah.
Small business owners, I think, are also role models. I grew up in Wild Rose. I started working as a very youngster, and the people that were role models to me were all the small business owners I worked for. As a young woman, or a young kid, a young girl, and a teenager, I got to work for some of the most successful women small business owners at the time in Wild Rose. I learned so much from them. They were my role models, not people on TV, not celebrities. It was the people in my community, and boy, did I learn from those women and learn from the opportunities they gave me from age 14 on, and the responsibility they entrusted with me with their business. And that was big for me, and I think that's big for a lot of people growing up in smaller communities. The business owners in your community are your role models.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. That's good. That is really good information. And it's not just small towns. I know a gal who grew up in Madison and worked at her parents' store and was from the age of 9 expected to be able to grow into responsibility with that. She's now a business owner. I mean, it just kind of makes sense. So we're talking about small businesses, the importance in their community, and the importance of us supporting them, which I think is a wonderful thing to keep in mind, especially as we go into the next couple of months of a lot of shopping and then a lot of returns and a lot of exchanges, right?
Right.
So we are going to take a little break. We'll be back in just a moment, and we are going to talk specifically about what Small Business Saturday is and what it does. So you're watching What's Happening in Waupaca. My name is Joni, and we'll be right back.
Welcome to the Waupaca Area Public Library. At our library, we have programs for all ages, starting at birth to adult and beyond. In our children's department, your children may attend Children's Story Time, or for your really young child, we have Baby Garden. The teen room is for teens from grade 6 through high school, and we provide lots of services and programs in that room as well. We're not just about books. We have DVDs, we have music, we have puzzles, and we have lots of space for community activities. We have meeting rooms for public use, and our Winchester Academy of Waupaca uses our meeting rooms almost every Monday night. Every month, the exhibit room hosts a fun and interactive or educational exhibit. The exhibits are free, open to the public, and geared towards all ages. They're open during regular library hours. You can enter our building and use our internet computers, or you can bring your own device and use our free Wi-Fi. Our friendly staff is available to assist you with all of your information needs at the information desk or at the main desk. There is staff in every department during our open hours. One of our newest services is ebooks and downloadable audiobooks. You can access them through InfoSoup, our online catalog. Our catalog has materials from all 50 libraries in our consortium, and you can reach our catalog at infosoup.org from any internet computer. The library has plenty of great books, but so much more to offer. So stop down at your Waupaca library today.
Welcome back to this episode of What's Happening in Waupaca. My name is Joni. We are talking small business today. We have Kevin Potts, C. Potts Design. We have Amy Peach, who is the director of the Venture Center with the Fox Valley Technical College. And we have Bill Zimmerman, owner of Office Outfitters. So I am so glad you three are with me today to talk about small business, because I think you all come at it from a very different place. And that is great information. So in this segment, we are going to talk about Small Business Saturday. And we were talking during the break, and this is kind of funny because we were talking during the break about Black Friday and whether or not we go shopping. Do you go shopping on Black Friday?
No.
And I know you said no.
No.
I am an absolutely not. But you were out Black Friday shopping.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's a sister bonding thing. It's more than the shopping unless we really know what we want. And we kind of walked around Target aimlessly looking at the chaos.
So you don't shove people out of the way to make sure you get
No.
that last thing off the shelf?
No, I don't need Tickle Me Elmo that bad.
Why don't you shop Black Friday?
I just don't find a need for it. And I did it once, again, with sisters. And one of my sisters and I, Jenny, we ended up looking at each other at like 5:30 in the morning at Macy's looking at sweaters. And we're like, what are we doing?
Right.
This is insane. Like, we could be here any day looking at these sweaters. It's not that great of a deal, you know, but we had to experience it. But I only needed one of those.
Okay, all right. So let's.
What about you?
Yeah.
I don't shop Black. No,
No.
scared because watch the news. Black Friday evening, we broken arms, broken legs, broken shopping carts. There was guns one year. Is it really worth it to me to fight for, like you said, Tickle Me Elmo?
Right.
And for me, it's not. And for
Right.
some people, it's fun.
Right.
I would rather go shopping on Small Business Saturday.
Yes.
And the reason for that is because nobody's going to break my arms. Probably. I mean, if I slip on ice, that's my own fault.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to get shoved out of the way, am I?
No, no.
And why is that a good thing?
That you're not going to get shoved out of the way?
Yeah, why is that a good thing?
Well, because you'll want to go back. You'll enjoy the experience that you have at that small business. And you'll hopefully want to go back and return there someday.
Yeah.
Why do we, do you know how old Small Business Saturday is?
It's not that old.
I know a little bit about
Yep.
it. So Small Business Saturday was actually created by American Express. It was a marketing ploy by American Express to get more businesses, small businesses, to take American Express cards, which are the most expensive credit cards you can accept. But it's a noble thing that they did, and they've done a wonderful job spending a ton of money promoting that. For about the past 10 years,
Yeah.
as a small business owner, I get, and I take American Express cards. So they send me emails with marketing materials, and I can get free like doormats, like welcome to my small business, and some digital assets to use on my website to promote Small Business Saturday. So they do a great job of promoting their small business customers and helping them to promote Small Business Saturday.
I'm glad you know the history of that because you know what, I didn't. I knew that it wasn't very old.
Right.
I
Yeah.
wasn't
No.
sure. And again, you know, it's when you're looking at Black Friday shopping, you're looking at the largest shopping day of the year because everybody is now gearing up for Christmas, correct? So why, so I guess then the conversation becomes, I think for a lot of us, why should I come in and spend 10 or 15 or $20 in a small business's shop rather than spending the 10 or 15 or 20 online at a big box store or wherever I'm going, eBay, which of course a lot of those people are small businesses in their own right. But why should I do it? What difference? And I hear people say this, it's not like my $10 is going to make a difference.
But it does make a difference in your community. We talked about that earlier.
Well,
Yeah.
we did, but is $10 from my pocket going to keep a small business in
They
business?
add up. You know, they add up. And I think, you know, I think the Waupaca merchants do a wonderful job of creating a really fun Christmas atmosphere. There's some events that are planned in December. I wish I could give you the date, but there's some really cool events that the merchants are planning, and they're creating this experience for shoppers to come to downtown Waupaca or to King or to, you know, the businesses on Churchill Street, wherever the small businesses are. They're creating an experience for you that you're not going to get in a big box store where you're going to get abused. And I would challenge people to come out on Small Business Saturday and walk down Main Street and stop in these stores. You're going to find some really cool places that you've never seen before. And the merchants, you know, these are people like Cameron and I, and they're going to welcome you, and they're going to care more about you than that clerk at Target. And another thing I'd like you to do as you walk down the street is imagine what Main Street would look like if you didn't have the small businesses there. It would be, and I have friends who work, it'd be title companies and attorneys. And I have friends who work in both, but without visiting and spending money in small businesses, that's what downtown would look like. And it would not be a pleasant place to live.
Well put,
Yeah.
Bill. And think about all of the families. I mean, the $10 does make a difference. I mean, I'm well
Yeah.
aware of that. The
Yeah.
$10 makes a huge difference in the local economy. For you to get one job designing makes a huge difference to your own family's budget, correct?
Yes, of course.
So, yeah, and that's the way Small Business Saturday works and shopping small business works, is my $10 won't keep a business in business, but it certainly does help. And if everybody felt the same way, then that's what makes or breaks business people. And with 99% of businesses being small in the state of Wisconsin, it's well worth us thinking about going shopping at a small business versus being online, because it's a social experience that we're not getting because we're shopping online, and because we're helping to support people that we already know in the local economy. So thanks for being with me today. I really appreciate your time, and I appreciate your wisdom. Bill Zimmerman,
Thank you, Joni.
best of luck with the new addition to your
Yeah,
business. That
we're
is
excited.
pretty
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
I know. And Amy Peach, thank you so much for taking the time to come out
thank you.
and join us today. And Kevin Potts as well. It was good to see you. I know all of you guys. I haven't seen any of you for a long time. So it was good to see you
Good
again.
to see you too. Thank you.
So thanks for joining us for this episode of What's Happening in Waupaca. My name is Joni, and we'll see you next time.